And welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break, live from Kingston, Jamaica. No, I'm kidding, but like I will say this, boys. I'm here with Rahi and Roy representing the U.S. men's national team. Chris Brown representing the Jamaican national team, who I'm now a fan of. I'm officially changed my allegiance since I'm not wearing my U.S. shirt, which I've always done in every single U.S. video until this one. Now, did we lose? Well, I'm going to put up the score here, and for those of you that turned off the match before it ended, and I have multiple people on this show that did it. This is a score of the match. The U.S. actually won the game. If you had gone and turned it off maybe 15 seconds before the game ended, you would not have noticed this. But that's kind of what happened, boys. I have nothing more to say.
Dude, I turned it off with 25 seconds remaining. I think Adams gave a terrible cross into the box with Blake hot. I turned off the screen, threw my remote across the room, and went to my room. And that was it. And then my phone starts blowing up with, oh my God, texts. I check. I'm like, okay, yes. Oh my God, we lost. What a big surprise. And we scored. We did not deserve the score. This game was one of the worst things I've ever seen on a television set. Period. Not only the worst U.S. performance, one of the worst things I've seen televised on a TV. It was disgusting. It was horrible. What was that? Rocky, help me. Help me. I don't know what that was.
I have a correction to make. We didn't score. That's not what happened. Miles Robinson headed the ball into another person. And then it went in. So we didn't even score a goal. That's not what happened in that moment in time.
That's right. Credited as a own goal at Corey Burke. Feel for him. Feel for all the Reggae boys that, really put in as great a performance as I think you can under those circumstances. I mean, missing so many starters. Leon Bailey drops an interview that's going after the JFF again, like the night before. Antonio gets pulled from the lineup with an injury afterwards. I mean, I think that, credit to Halgrimson, credit to all the boys. They did as well as you could ask given what happened. And it's the scoreline I expected, but this is about as deflating and just disappointing a way to get there.
I mean, I can't even imagine. Gut-wrenching. I mean, honestly, Jamaica deserved to win this game. Actually, you know what? I always wear this shirt, but I'm gonna today. I can't, man. I can't. They don't deserve to win this game.
Nobody wants to see that.
I'm in Jamaica who played as well.
We're in solidarity today.
That's good.
But before we get to the US, I do want to spend a moment on Jamaica. I mean, that was a fantastic. The headline here. We pulled a great escape. We were basically like a magician Houdini that escaped at the last minute from the U.S. men's national team perspective. But got to give credit to Jamaica, Chris. That was a hats off performance, by the way. So
yeah, I mean, if you drew up the potential means for how they would get to a win, that's what it would be, right? A quick kind of broken play off a set piece. Joe Scally's kind of falling asleep early in the game, or I guess has to track two players. There's a cross match, and Greg Lee comes around for the header, and then they just defend their tails off for the rest of the game. So it's just a difficult thing that when you're as depleted as they are lineup wise, you have to start making substitutions that are not, the ideal. And, when you get to Kaheem Dixon and Romario Williams at the end of the bench, it's just going to be too much to ask going into extra time that they're going to be able to hold that result.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the names they were missing. I mean, it's incredible the performance they put in.
All their best players,
cross after cross. Yeah. I mean, you go down the list of every single top Jamaican player. Who are the people you'd name first, right? Every one of them was out, and then Mikel Antonio out as well, right? Damari Gray out as well. Leon, I mean, the list goes on to do what they did in this game, and mind you, it's on the road as well, right? To do what they did within a hostile environment. I mean, semi-hostile, but still to do it the way they did it. I mean, a great Jamaican performance, and there's only one team that deserved to win today. There was only one team, and they were not wearing red, white, and blue. They were the Reggae Boyz of Jamaica, 100%.
Rocky, first of all, that wasn't a hostile environment. It wasn't even semi-hostile. There were maybe, I don't know what the attendance
I was going to note that point. So we went to Nations League last year in Las Vegas, and I noticed they sell 2-for-1 tickets. Mexican fans buy a lot of the tickets, and that means that you're going to have, especially in those giant arenas, right? This is Jerry World. I think 110,000 is the capacity. It's very cavernous, and it feels very empty when that many tickets are sold in that manner. So maybe something that CONCACAF would want to look at in the future, particularly the U.S. Federation, because that didn't help them out either.
But hey, I wouldn't want to go to that game if I was a U.S. fan.
Yeah. I mean, that's the case. So look, I think just a quick point moving forward, all the best to Jamaica in the third place match. And I think that hopefully this helps Jamaica to build toward, the Copa America coming this summer. We'll touch base on that at the end of the program. But
when you think about what Hallgrimson's done so far,
for sure.
Some really big results, the Canada result, then this was nearly a result. He's done really well. This team is on the come up.
Yeah, for sure. And you can tell the pride with which everybody's playing.
Wait a second. What the hell? We're talking about Jamaica. Jamaica did great for who they had. What the hell went wrong with the U.S.?
Yeah,
let's get
to that
today?
Yeah.
What happened to Chris Richards today?
Let's
Joe
get to
Scally,
that.
Matt Turner.
Let's get to that.
McKenny, man. McKenny's been phenomenal for Jube. Where the hell was he today? Where are all these players? The second Gio Reyna came in. The second Haji Wright came in. I'm not even going to talk about Balogun, the guy we thought would be a difference maker for this team. What a disaster that player is. But Haji Wright, I'm going to be a little positive here. Haji Wright looked fantastic. He had a beautiful game. He did everything he's supposed to do. He scored 2 very, very gorgeous goals. Reyna looked good. He's that dangerous passer we needed. He replaced a totally ineffective Tillman. Tillman is a lazy-looking player. I'm not saying he's lazy, but he looks lazy. He looks slow. He moves at turtle's pace.
Lazy, Roy.
Tell you're lazy.
All right. Okay, hold on.
You didn't let him ask
was a disaster.
Hold on. Hey, time out. Okay, so here's the thing. So the reason I didn't sort of touch base on the U.S. so far is I'm going to say a very strong statement, and then I'll let you guys kind of take it over after this. But there's been a lot of comments that saying we've been very harsh on the U.S. men's national team, on our videos. And I want to say one thing, that this performance is the exact reason that we have been harsh on the U.S. men's national team. And in my mind, we lost this game. I don't buy into this, this very American thing that, well, we won in the end, so that I in that respect, perhaps I'm un-American in that capacity. That's not how I view this. The one thing I will say is that this was the worst, and I don't mean performance, but this is the worst I've felt after U.S. men's national team game since we lost in Cuba. And take that for what it's worth. I want Greg Berhalter fired today, and it'll never happen. We won. If we had lost, it wouldn't happen. But I am kind of done with the organization the way it is. And if they don't realize that major changes need to be done, I don't know what to say. And I'll stop there and I'll let you guys take over. But
yeah, quick shout out to Haji Wright. I mean, the guy caught a lot of flack, even when he had scored the last goal of the World Cup, just constantly being piled on. And to see him redeem himself as a late injury addition to the squad, big ups to him.
Honestly, he was fantastic. 2 very good goals. Looks like it could be something. What doesn't look like it could be something is the management of this team right now in the direction we're headed. I used the word complacent last time. And this is exactly what I was afraid would happen. This was a complacent performance. There is a problem when players that consistently play well for their clubs come to play for the national team and look lost, look like they don't know what they're doing, and look ineffective. How many times have we seen this team struggle against a low block, right? They cannot break down another opponent who just allows them the ball. There's no ideas. They're running into each other. The ideas, let's play wide and cross it in. Honestly, I'm very disappointed in a lot of ways that we won this game the way we did, because I was hoping for a wake-up call, Roy. We were hoping for a wake-up call. This is the definition of complacency that we saw before The idea that we go from this game and say, hey, it was an off night, we still won in the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we fall apart. I'm really scared, Roy. I'm really scared.
We're going
Should I
to
be
treat
scared?
Copa America is going to be the trial. We were all hoping that Copa America would be the tournament we're preparing for. It's not. Copa America will be the tournament that decides the fate of Berhalter. I wish it was today. I kind of wish that result ended the way it should have ended, which was 1-0 Jamaica, because now what good does this do? Yes, we made the Nations League final. Okay.
Nothing.
A meaningless tournament. But now we keep Berhalter, and there's no question about it. That's what this result did. That's the only thing that this result did. It didn't say anything about the team's grit. Didn't say anything about the team's level or performance or nothing in between. It just cements Berhalter at least for Copa America.
And quick point on a meaningless tournament, though. I think maybe in the eyes of Mexico and the U.S., they don't see the value in it. But I do think that it's a tournament that's working, if you could argue, as intended. It's supposed to be making sure that the other 39 teams in CONCACAF are regularly playing games and trying to raise the level and continuity of their squads. So you would hope that is the same thing with the Gold Cup. Because you're getting it more frequently, every single year you have to go through a Nations League. You, through those games, build up these programs that they don't have the same sort of resources and budget. And hopefully you get better teams and more competitive games as a result.
Yes, that's a good point. It is good for CONCACAF as a whole. And if you're the U.S., you have to do better. Think about the last two games. We've played a tie against Jamaica, a loss against Trinidad. That's the last two games we played in this tournament. In 90 minutes, and a tie by the skin of our teeth.
Yep.
You remember, after Cuba, Sunil Gulati, the then president, made a comment that you don't make wholesale changes when you lose because the ball went inches wide. Basically, the idea that we'll be fine. We weren't fine. We're not fine now. This is how complacency seeps in. Something has to change, and I don't know where it's going to come from, Roy. I don't know where it's going to come from.
I don't know. Yeah. It's bad on top, and it's bad on the field as well. None of us
these are
really
good players. That's the problem.
Either.
These are good players. We know they're good players
who make bad decisions when they put on the U.S.
No,
shirt.
but it's not on them. It can't be, because we see them week in and week out that they are good players. Do you doubt that Christian Pulisic is a great player? Do you doubt that at all?
I think it depends who he's playing with.
But
yeah, I think
pass to Pulisic from who was it? Balogun?
Yeah, it was a bad.
Should have one-timed it. That's not on Berhalter. People are going to point at Berhalter, the system. That's a terrible player decision. That's something he doesn't do for Milan.
Yeah. So let's do this. Look, I think there's a lot to discuss, and obviously, there's only so much we could cover in this particular show. I think we need to come back and talk more about it. I want to end with two things. One is best of luck to Jamaica in the third place match. And then the other thing is, obviously, for the U.S. men's national team is, obviously we'll be watching in the final. We're of course best of luck, but let's come back after the final and let's all talk about it and see what we have to say, because I think there's a lot of takeaways after that.
100%. And I want to say we love this team. We love this team, and the reason we have this take is because we have really high expectations, and these players are the best generation we've ever had.
By far.
And this is not how you realize that potential. And that's what we're worried about. We're worried about wasting a generation of incredible players.
Yeah. And Copa America, as both,
they're not 21 anymore.
And as both Rahi and Roy have said, Copa America is the biggest tournament in our lifetime. We are not winning the 2026 World Cup. I can guarantee you that. So if you actually U.S. fans want a chance at silverware, it's this summer. I'll say that again. It's this summer. So anyway, let's start with this Sunday. Best of luck to the U.S. I'll say it. Go USA. But I'll also say go Jamaica Reggae Boyz. And well played today.
Appreciate it, fellas.